Starting us off at number 10, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift posts regularly to her Instagram, so it's no surprise that her fans are always in the loop with what she's up to. Back in 2015, Taylor snapped a picture of her on a boat with friends from girl group Haim. Their bathing suit candid was almost insta-ready, but Taylor decided to do a little tweaking to the photo. Not that she needs to, and maybe she shouldn't have. I'm guessing she was trying to enhance some curves or something because the final image came out looking a little wonky. In the image you can see the railing of the boat is looking kinda wavy, and I don't think that's how the boat was originally designed. Taylor fell victim to one of the most common mistakes in editing, and now it's on the internet forever. And at number 9, Britney Spears. Britney has had some Photoshop mishaps in the past. Even though she looks amazing, Britney has been seen editing the sides of her waist on a few occasions. Once in this bathroom selfie, and again poolside. Her edits aren't that bad. I mean, they're noticeable, but not as much as others on this list. But one of her pictures stands out to me as a total fail. This picture of Britney on stage with abs drawn on is almost comical. Some people think that her ab contour is just makeup, but I'm not so sure about that. If you really look at the picture, the lines are way too crisp and straight for them to just be makeup. You wouldn't be able to see the contour that well from where the picture was taken, so I'm guessing that Britney drew the checkered pattern onto her stomach in post, but you be the judge. At number 8, Justin Bieber. Do you guys remember Justin's Calvin Klein ad back in 2015? Because I sure do. My friends were all thirsting over him and his muscles. But I also remember when we found out that they photoshopped a lot of the image. In the side-by-side comparison of the before and after Photoshop images, you can see that whoever edited the photo beefed Biebs up a little bit and made his, you know, a little bigger. I mean, the ad is still a thirst trap and people were still gushing about him, but those edits made quite a difference. He went from looking like someone from my high school to looking like that hot guy in your college lectures who all the girls stare at when he walks into the room, you know? Big difference. At number 7, Kim Kardashian. Guys, she's back. This time with a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car? We're going to talk about this Photoshop fail I like to call Dude, Where's My Arm? In this 2014 photo, Kim was caught missing her right arm as she posed next to best friend Jonathan Chebin. Kim was suspected of editing her curves again, probably by cutting out the image around her waist and shaping her body. Turns out that when she cut some stuff out, she amputated a limb in the process. At first I thought, oh, maybe her arm's just behind Jonathan, but nope, it's just gone, just like that car in the last Kim K photo disaster we covered last time. Coming in at number 6, Kourtney Kardashian. I have a lot of questions about this picture. It scares me a little. First of all, what's going on with her face? See, I'm not convinced that this is even Kourt's real body. Don't get me wrong, she always looks great, but in this picture, I think they took another picture of a model in a tub and just added Kourt's face onto it. It just looks too detached from the rest of her body and kinda disproportionate. Like her head is a little too big for her body there. My other question is, what happened to her leg? Did it just fall off and start floating around in the tub? Cause that thing is not attached to Kourtney's body at all. I mean, look at it. Her knee is way too far down to be normal, and it just disappears at the contact point of her leg and her other knee. Where did your leg go, Kourt? This has to be up there with one of the worst Photoshop jobs ever. Halfway through at number 5, Kris Jenner. Keeping up with the Kardashians here, we're going to bring Mama Kris Jenner into this. In a post back in 2014, Kris Jenner and chef Gordon Ramsay were spotted together promoting Kris's cookbook. Being the celebrities that they are, they posted their pictures together on their Instagrams. Except Kris's image looked a little bit off compared to Gordon's. Gordon's picture has like no editing done to it, maybe a little brightening, but that's about it. But Kris's picture, well, that's a different story. She was caught smoothing the crap out of both of their faces to the point where they don't look human anymore. The smoothing done to their faces isn't nearly as bad as John Mayer's editing job, but they still look like creepy wax figures. Kris has had her share of Photoshop mishaps, but this must have been quite a shock to Gordon to see himself like that online. He almost looks approachable in this picture. In at number 4, Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day isn't fooling anyone with her edits, I'm just gonna put that out there. At first when I saw some of her edited pictures, I was like, okay, she edits her waist just like everyone else. Like, it's a dramatic change, but let me tell you, when I saw these other pictures, my jaw dropped. What happened to her face? She looks like an alien. She's looking straight out of Mars with these pictures, and we know this isn't what she looks like in real life. These pictures are a bad combination of surgery and too much Photoshop. Aubrey is so beautiful, and these pictures just aren't doing her justice. These edits make her features look so sunken in, and it's a little zombie-ish. Not too long ago, Aubrey was scrutinized for her appearance and how she looked in public. The images that the tabloids took of her were altered to make her look bad, and these Instagram posts aren't making her look much better. Aubrey, you're beautiful, don't do this to yourself. In at number 3, Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks is so freaking gorgeous and her Instagram is killer. But in a post from back in 2014, she wasn't exactly killing the Photoshop game. In a picture taken alongside rapper Nicki Minaj, fans were shocked to see such a big editing mistake. In the image, there was apparent evidence of altering to Phaedra's waist. I'm pretty sure she used like that pinch tool to bring her waist in, but it also warped, stretched, and blurred the image in the area that it was edited. This mistake reminds me of the Lindsay Lohan incident where she edited her butt and the door frame was like warped. Like, how did you miss this when you posted it? It's staring you right in the face. You can't tell me you didn't see this before posting it. There's no way. In at 2, Tupi Saravia. This one is by far my favorite because of how sneaky and clever it is. Imagine you're out having a picnic on the beach and you get a candid photo and oh no, something's missing. What is it? Clouds. Yes. Instagram influencer Tupi Saravia was caught photoshopping clouds into her pictures. She is so clever for doing this. The only reason she got caught though is because she was using the same clouds in her pictures. No matter where in the world she was, when she snapped a photo, those clouds were sure to be there. In an interview, she said that those clouds always looked the best to her and she didn't realize that they all looked the same until someone pointed it out. This is up there in cleverness with Madison Beer's glass pane idea. But unfortunately for both of them, they've been caught with their photoshopping because you just can't fool your fans. They will find out your tricks sooner or later. Capping things off at number 1, Lauren Goodger. Recently, Lauren Goodger was caught photoshopping a picture of her and her dad when she was 5 years old, and I just have to talk about it. She seems to have smoothed out her and her dad's face. Why? I don't know. I mean, the picture isn't fooling anyone. Sure, her dad looks kind of normal, but little Lauren, not so much. With all the smoothing and touching up, she's looking like a little CGI Renesmee from Twilight. Like, she doesn't look real. Also, there's kind of a sharp line around the side of her face, so you can tell that it doesn't quite match up to the rest of her body. This also begs the question of why she felt the need to Photoshop her childhood self in the first place. When you're a kid, looks don't matter, and if you're looking back on yourself as a kid, looks still shouldn't matter. There's no reason you have to go and alter your memory.
In at number 10, we have Tana Mojo. I think Tana is probably the worst influencer ever when it comes to photo editing, because at this point I think it's safe to say that she heavily edits all of her Instagram photos. She's open about it and jokes all the time about the fact that she's had facial modifications and face tunes excessively, but it doesn't make it any less shocking when you see the before and after. One of the most recent was in November of 2019 when Tana attended the People's Choice Awards. After posting a photo to Instagram, some fans felt it looked nothing like Tana, so they went to find the Getty image, which side note you can do if you want to see any unedited photos of your favorite stars. And the results were shocking. She basically changed the entire structure of her face and lips. Another very famous time was when she took a photo on a beach, but then vlog footage came out showing that her body looked entirely different than what she posted online. And at number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Although we know that Kardashians Photoshop constantly, Khloe definitely gets called out the most, probably because her Photoshop skills are the most fake. The worst and most publicized was when she posted to Instagram looking completely unlike herself. And then internet sleuths found that Khloe had filmed that exact same day on Keeping Up, and the before and after is literally unbelievable. Also, her necklace is missing in the after photo, not sure why that is. Another famous time she was called out was during a Calvin Klein photo shoot, and the before and after there is another crazy one. In at number 8, James Charles. James Charles wasn't called out for editing his face or body like a lot of other people on this list, but rather for photoshopping his makeup, which is a big no-no for beauty gurus. The post in question is this insane makeup look where James puts a Louis Vuitton logo on his eyelid. And of course all the comments were flooded with people asking him how he got the label to be so perfect, with James even liking comments saying that his artistry here was insane. But some other people in the comments were not falling for it and were certain the photo was edited, which led to James reposting on Twitter a day later that the logo was in fact edited on and not drawn on like people assumed. People instantly came for him in the replies, saying that he wasn't being honest when he posted the original photo. I'll leave that up to you guys. In at number 7, Anastasia Kravitko. This next one is from Russian Instagram model Anastasia Kravitko. She's someone who is constantly called out because there are so many examples of her clearly editing her photos. And seriously, it doesn't even look like the same person in the before and after photos. But even though she is heavily criticized, She really doesn't seem to care. She currently has 12 million followers on Instagram, so I mean, hey, I guess it's been working for her. And at number 6, Kristen Hancher. Kristen is a very famous Instagram model and TikToker who posts insane makeup looks on her Instagram. And her unique look has made her fans obsessed with her, with lots of them calling her a Bratz doll look-alike. But it seems like a lot of this could be a lie, as she's been called out for editing her face and body numerous times over the years. The most insane to me is when this Instagram account showed a before and after of her actually editing a Snapchat filter. And we already know that Snapchat filters dramatically change the look of your face, so to edit one is pretty crazy. Halfway at number 5, Joanna Olsen. Swedish influencer Joanna Olsen came under fire after people noticed that she had lied about going to Paris. The influencer posted tons of photos of herself in Paris, but after looking a little closer, people could see the obvious photoshopping. And it was pretty clear someone took a photo of her and placed it in a Parisian background. I think the worst one is this one of her standing on a bridge. Like, it's clear the dimensions don't even look correct, and it's clear that her feet aren't even touching the ground. The comments on the photos are turned off and she never addressed the backlash, but this was mainstream news, so she definitely got a lot of heat for lying. I believe she also started the trend of influencers faking traveling too. In at number 4, Norvina. If you're a makeup lover, then you might already know who Norvina is, but if not, she's the president and creative director of Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is her mother, Anastasia Suarez's brand. She's known online as a makeup lover who posts insane looks to her Instagram page, but she's also been caught photoshopping her photos numerous times. Most notably, it seems she smooths her skin and slims her face and nose. In at number 3, Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day has been going viral on social media after people have been comparing some recent paparazzi photos to her Instagram photos. And spoiler alert, they look completely different. The paparazzi photos taken of her walking her dog were the first time that she'd been seen in public since October of 2019, and she was literally unrecognizable, especially because in her Instagram photos, her body has basically an entirely different shape. Aubrey has clapped back at the photos, saying the paparazzi ones are doctored. However, just days after, she was spotted at a pool, again looking very similar to the original paparazzi photos. And apparently it was confirmed that the woman in the pool is Aubrey, as other pool guests heard her saying her name multiple times. In at number 2, Tupi Saravia. A popular Instagram influencer has admitted that she edited the clouds in her travel photos after one commentator compiled a few of her photos and noticed the exact same cloud formation in all of them. The influencer said in an email on the subject, quote, "I can't believe how far this went," adding the laughing crying emoji. With her adding, quote, "Actually, I'm the first one to tell the joke about the clouds that are following me around the world." She went on to say that she does not hide her editing, and she's told her followers that she uses the app QuickShot to edit the sky in her photos. Apparently, the app includes something called a sky feature, which lets people enhance or replace the sky. And finally, number 1, Danielle Cohen. Danielle Cohen has been called out so many times for her very poor use of editing apps. And the backlash against it got so big at one point, it was a popular trend to make videos fixing all the editing on her pictures. So basically the point of the videos was to take one of her pictures and then edit it to make it look how she's supposed to look in real life, insinuating that the photos were heavily edited. And in most of Danielle's photos, the background is clearly curved around her hips and butt, making it pretty obvious the pictures were photoshopped. Danielle has vehemently denied the use of photoshopping. In one tweet, she admitted to face-tuning her face, but nobody seemed to believe it was just her face that was being edited. So that's all for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. And I just want to say, I'm not trying to like shade any of these people, but I think it is important to show people the reality of the situation and that everything that we see on Instagram, for the most part, isn't reality. And at number 10, Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid had her fans scratching their heads when she uploaded this photo of herself lounging in a bikini that was clearly photoshopped, but not in the way that you probably think. For some reason, Bella decided to add fake green bushes behind and in front of herself in the photo. We can assume that there was something ruining the back of the photo, and instead of scrapping the entire shot, she figured she could just add something on to hide it. But the most alarming thing is just how badly the bushes were edited onto the photo. Like, it looks like she simply just copied and pasted the picture, not trying at all to blend it or like make it less obvious. The caption on the photo was, "Lucky to get some vitamin D," and practically all the comments are pointing it out. And at number 9, Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner got caught not only photoshopping herself, but also Gordon Ramsay. The photo in question is one of the pair beside each other while Kris is holding a cookbook that she was promoting at the time. But the photo that she posted on Instagram was way different than the paparazzi photos that were posted from the night, and the side-by-side of the picture is shocking. In Kris's version of the photo, both of them look heavily airbrushed, with Kris removing most most of her wrinkles. But she didn't just edit herself, she smoothed out his skin so much that she removed some of his wrinkles that were on his forehead. I'm not sure if he's the type that would actually care about something like that, but I guess Kris figured the Photoshop would look pretty obvious if she didn't also smooth him out. In at number 8, Doja Cat. Doja Cat is an insanely talented singer. She's actually one of my favorites, and a part of the reason that people love her is her hilarious and sarcastic content on social media. And she's known for being a massive troll and just playing into internet culture. So when she posted some photos of herself at the pool, many of her fans were shocked, to say the least, because her Photoshop fail was so bad that it almost like she was just trolling her fans. Many of the comments on the picture were asking if the editing was a joke or if she was actually being serious, really uploading this to the internet, which caused her to respond. In the tweet, she says that she didn't Photoshop her waist, but she did smooth out some of her razor bumps, also just basically telling everyone to leave her alone. So she didn't really address it, which, we can assume that she did do a bit of editing on that one. In at number 7, Joanna Olsen. Swedish influencer Joanna Olsen came under fire after people noticed that she pretended to go to Paris by photoshopping her pictures. The influencer posted tons of photos of herself in Paris, presumably on a trip. But once fans started to look closer at the strange images, it was clear that she was photoshopped. And someone took a photo of her on a green screen or something and placed it on a Parisian background. I think the worst one is this one of her standing on a bridge. It's clear that the dimensions just don't look right, and her feet aren't even touching the ground. The comments on the photos are turned off, and she never addressed the backlash, but this made mainstream news. So she definitely got a lot of heat for lying. I also believe that she started the trend of influencers faking vacations and stuff with Photoshop. And then number 6, Tupi Saravia. This case of photoshopping is definitely the most lighthearted, and I can't believe this influencer got so much hate for this simple editing. For some background here, Tupi is a travel influencer, so she takes photos in all the places that she travels to. Seems like a pretty sweet deal. However, one Twitter user looked closely at her photos and noticed that she had the exact same cloud formation in many of them. This caused people online to accuse her of photoshopping the clouds into the photos to make them look nicer. Tupi actually owned up to the photoshopping and wrote in an email, quote, "I can't believe how far this went. Actually, I'm the first one to tell the joke about the clouds that are following me around the world." She went on to say that she does not hide her editing, and she's told her followers that she uses the app QuickShot to edit the sky in her photos. Halfway number 5, Lindsay Lohan. This might be the worst case of Photoshop from a public figure that I have ever seen. From the incredibly obvious Photoshop, it's clear that Lindsay is trying to make her butt bigger and her legs look smaller. But the door behind her is completely warped and there's no way to miss it. She tried to take attention off the Photoshopping with the caption, quote, "My feet look red, lol. Had to take that out. Only real red is my hair." The photo has since been deleted because it was getting clowned all over the internet. I just still can't believe this was ever seriously posted in the first place. It is so bad. And at number 4, Jake Paul. Jake Paul looked more muscular than usual in a promo picture for a boxing match. This was in preparation for the Logan Paul vs. KSI match that Jake was fighting in. He was posting photos of his body training before the fight. So when he posted this photo, fans were suspicious of the Photoshop. When you look closer at the photo, you can actually see where the editing takes place. And if you focus above his arms on his upper traps, you can clearly see that they have been enlarged. There's even a bit of a blur where the Photoshop happens. However, I will give him the benefit of the doubt here that I also assume other fighters would Photoshop their promotional materials. Honestly, I wonder if KSI did. Let me know below. In at number 3, Koey. A Chinese influencer named Koey and her friend were exposed after someone took photos of them out in public and compared the photos to her Instagram photos. The women look so different, it is actually scary. I honestly didn't know it was possible to edit a body so heavily with apps. The photos went viral all over the world because of how different that they are. Their bodies were edited much slimmer and their faces are so different that they are unrecognizable from the originals. I don't think there's one part of her face that is not edited. The influencer responded to the backlash writing, quote, "After being secretly photographed, I haven't been in the best of moods. That's why these photos never made it online after I weighed my options." In at number 2, Gabby Hanna. YouTuber Gabby Hanna decided to play a trick on her fans and pretended to go to Coachella. She posted photos online of herself all dressed up at the grounds of the festival, but many fans were skeptical and accused her of photoshopping herself at the event. After speculation around the Photoshop was mounting, Gabby released a video revealing that she did fake everything after all. She apparently went to a park and took photos before the event and just photoshopped herself at Coachella using photos from the festival. And I have to admit, I was shocked when I learned that this one was all a lie, and very impressed how creative the prank was. And finally, number 1, Tammy Hembrow. Fitness influencer Tammy Hembrow is known online for her insane body. However, Celebface recently uploaded a side-by-side comparison of the influencer on her Instagram versus real life, and there seems to be a slight difference. In the Instagram photo, Tammy's waist and legs are slimmer, leading some to think that she photoshopped herself. Others claim it's just due to the posing. There's another famous photo comparison of Tammy with a fan versus her on Instagram. In the Instagram photo, she looks slimmer and more toned, along with having tanner skin. But she claims that she never edits her body in her photos. Speaking on her podcast, she said, quote, "The only thing I do is whiten my eyes a tiny bit, and then sometimes more smoothing if my skin is breaking out. I feel like a lot of people use it. I don't go crazy with Facetune. There's people who edit their body and change so much." But many don't believe this claim. In at number 10, Kylie Jenner. At this point, I think we all know that any photo we see on Instagram from a Kardashian sister has been edited in some way. It has gotten to a point where the Kardashians won't even allow unedited photos of themselves on the internet. That's why allegedly Kylie is trying to get these paparazzi photos from the zoo taken down off the internet. Similarly to what happened with Khloe last year. The photos are obviously unedited, and it appears that Kylie is also not wearing any makeup. Since Kylie is allegedly begging for these photos to be taken down, per the tweet, it's clear that everything she posts is edited, and she's terrified of a photo of herself being online that she doesn't like. In at number 9, purple skies. Nothing is more beautiful than a cotton candy sunset when the sky turns pink and purple. And a part of what makes it so beautiful is the fact that it is so rare. Because it's so rare, Instagram models try and have it in the background of their photos to make it more interesting. Like this girl who took a photo on a beach with some palm trees and a beautiful sunset. But when you look closer, you can see that it's all a lie, and she photoshopped the background onto the photo. This is made clear when you look closer at the palm tree specifically, and in between the branches you can see that the real picture was taken in a normal blue sky. Because the background is edited, I would assume her body is also edited, although if it is, it's not as obvious. And at number 8, the Stokes twins. The Stokes twins have just over 7.5 million subscribers, but back when they were celebrating a milestone of hitting 3 million, they posted this photo to Instagram. On the photo they said, quote, "Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I'm so grateful to have you guys on this journey. Love you 3 million. But once people took a closer look at the photo, many were confused how it could be raining so much that their shirts were see-through, but their hair and face were completely dry. The consensus here is that they wanted to post a photo where they could make it seem like they had abs, and having them soak through a wet shirt was the best way. In at number 7, perfect breakfast. Nothing looks better than a beautiful meal, and influencers are known to take photos of their meals to show off how delicious and appetizing it looks to their followers. This influencer decided to take it up a notch, and instead of ordering a beautiful meal and taking a photo with it, she decided to Photoshop the food onto what looks like a real plate. It also looked like she Photoshopped the other food as well. I wonder if this was some sort of brand deal or something. I don't know why, but this is next level hilarious to me. Like, I wonder how often people are adding in food or things in the background and we just don't even notice unless it's a really bad Photoshop job. And at number 6, Tana Mojo. I think Tana is probably the worst influencer ever when it comes to photo editing, because at this point I think it's safe to say she heavily edits all of her Instagram photos. She's open about it and jokes all the time about the fact that she has had facial modifications and face times excessively, but it doesn't make it any less shocking when you see the before and afters. One of the most infamous is from November of 2019 when Tana attended the People's Choice Awards. And after posting a photo to Instagram, some fans felt it looked nothing like Tana, so they went to find the Getty image, which, side note, you can actually do if you want to see unedited photos, and the results were shocking. She basically changed the entire structure of her face and lips, and I don't think there's one single part of her face that was not edited. Halfway, number 5, Kim Kardashian. We have yet another Kardashian Photoshop fail. This time Kim was caught editing a video. In a Skims campaign ad, Kim dragged her finger across her waist while feeling the underwear that was launching, and when her finger dragged across her waist, her finger got distorted, making it pretty obvious her waist was edited to be smaller. Following all the backlash, Kim's team claimed it was just a quote uploading glitch, and it happened after the video lost some of its quality in the upload process. And I don't know anything about tech, but I'm not sure why it would only glitch in one certain area if it was actually an upload error. Apparently a glitch-free version of the ad is now taking its place, but I think we all know it wasn't really a glitch. And at number 4, Alina Omovich. Alina Omovich, or Alina Star, is an Instagram model who has over 1.5 million followers on Instagram. And just going through her page, her pictures look unreal, and not necessarily in a good way. In a way that I'm pretty confident none of her pictures are actually real. Instagram account Celebface did a side-by-side of her photos versus her in real life, and the difference is shocking. Mostly because she looks great in the original photos. It seems that in her Instagram photos she tries to look completely unnatural. Her waist is incredibly small, along with incredibly large breasts and butt. A combination that's usually only possible with surgery or Photoshop. One commenter said she looks like the mean mother from Coraline, while others commented that she's gonna gonna be having back problems soon from her breast implants. Both are probably true. In at number 3, Ariana Grande. Every time that I click on this photo, I am still shocked to see that it exists online and hasn't been deleted by Ariana yet. Ariana posted this photo as a teaser for her latest single called Focus. The text in front of her on the picture even reads 12 days till the single. But if you look a little closer at the picture, specifically Ariana's hands, you can see there was a major Photoshop fail. There's no before and after with this one, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that her thumb is insanely long. Her whole hand is longer than normal, but her thumb is absurdly long and thin and has clearly been stretched out. I'm just trying to wonder what was accomplished by the extra long thumb. Maybe she wanted her arm to look thinner or something, who knows. The comments on the photo are also turned off, so clearly she was getting tons of comments about it, and instead of deleting the picture, she just turned off the comments. I guess there could even be a theory that the whole thing was done just to generate press for her song, but I guess I'll leave that one up to you. And at number 2, Madison Beer. Madison Beer is one of the most beautiful women ever, and even though she denies getting any modifications or editing her photos, people do not believe her, and people online are desperately trying to catch her editing her photos any chance that they get. This was the case in 2020 after she uploaded some photos from a beach day. In one set of photos on a boardwalk, the glass pane behind her magically went away. That way, if she edited her butt, which was beside the glass pane, you wouldn't be able to tell. Unfortunately, her plan sort of backfired, and fans instantly noticed that the glass pane was missing, clearly showing the photo was altered and she was trying to hide it. After the backlash, she claimed she was trying to remove bird poop from the photos, but nobody believed her. And finally, number 1, Danielle Cohen. Danielle is so well known for editing her photos. There is an entire Instagram account dedicated to exposing her Photoshop. Many of the photos will show what Dani looked like the same day in the same outfit she wore in an Instagram photo, and the difference is shocking. In this one, she's standing right in front of a wavy ocean, and right behind her butt, the waves are distorted. Coincidence? I think not. Then another shows her posing in a bathing suit beside a screenshot of a video in the same suit. I'm sure the posing and angles had a huge impact, but we're pretty sure the photo was edited too.
Starting us off at number 10, we got the nail in the hair. I will say this one is a toughie. At first, it was very hard to notice, but there are some real detectives out there in the world of the internet, and it seems Kim wasn't safe this time around. I mean, she's never really safe, and I could probably make this top 10 list about her, or her team's editing fails, but that's no fun. Back to Kim's hair, I don't know if she was holding her hair up with her hands, or maybe a nail just chipped off and got stuck in there, but in one of her Instagram posts, it appears there's a nail and a part of a finger, maybe, in her hair. Normally, that'd all be grand, but given that both of Kim's hands were on the wall in front of her, well, no one is really sure whose hand was in Kim's hair. Given that her nails have the same scaly style as her hair, obviously it was her finger, but again, I don't understand what happened here. They liked the way her hair looked in one photo, so they photoshopped it over another photo in a different pose. Instagram, man, I genuinely don't understand it. And number 9, Khloe's necklace. Aside from influencer and whatever else the Kardashians are, I think we need to add a magician to Khloe's resume, as she somehow has the ability to make things disappear quite frequently. Back in May of 2020, Khloe posted a little selfie in which she appeared to look much darker than normal. Was it a spray tan? Was it a surgery? Nope. Simply just some photoshopping skills. Or mistakes. If you actually zoom into Khloe's neck, you'll notice part of her necklace is just missing. It's magic, folks, or like the Joker when he slams the guy's head into the pencil and goes, it's magic. You guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? When the Joker goes to like a little like mob meeting and he puts the pencil down and he slams the guy's head in and then he's like, it's magic. Yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah. Khloe has a necklace hanging perfectly even though it's not fully clasped around her neck. Oh, so creepy. But in a later episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you can see the entire necklace, which means one of two things. Either Khloe was stirring up some magic or someone on her team made a boo-boo. I would say it's her wizardly skills, but it seems her skin appears to be less tan in the show as well, so I guess it was just the editing of the photo. Number 8, the 6 toes. I could have put this one at number 6, but here we are at number 8. It is what it is. Back in August 2019, Kim shared a photo beside her sister, Kylie, promoting her new fragrance while wearing a half-dressed looking thing where one leg is fully covered and the other is fully exposed. Generally don't understand fashion, but they make it look good, so let's roll with it. Apparently people weren't so focused on the strange dresses the women were wearing and instead pointed out something about Kim's toes. Now I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm actually not that surprised that people were looking at Kim's feet because that's definitely a thing, and I'm sure some got a little too excited when they got more than they originally hoped for. One of Kim's feet was showing that the reality star had a total of 6 toes, which was clearly an edit fail, prompting Kim to clear up any rumors and make an Instagram video showing her feet and toes. And I'm sure that made some people very happy as well. I mean, she's a businesswoman, but not a smart one, because she could have sold those feet pics for like thousands, maybe even tens of thousands. I don't know how much do feet pictures really go for, guys? I don't know. On to number 7, Funhouse. You guys know when you would go to the Funhouse at a state fair or carnival, you'd have all those like crazy rooms, like the topsy-turvy one where things appear to be sideways and you lose your balance, and then that spinning round thing that you gotta walk through. It's like a, I don't know what it is, but it spins and you gotta walk through it as it spins and you like fall down. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the Funhouses have mirrors that distort your look. They make you appear very tall, very short, wide, thin. You guys get the idea. And back in January 2020, Kim and Kanye started the year off together, surprisingly, at a funhouse, or so it seems, as Kim posted this photo to her Instagram. In the photo, if you look toward the middle, it appears a little distorted, but the real giveaway is on Kim's right, where the mirror or door frame is completely out of shape. And obviously they weren't at a funhouse. This was just a really bad editing fail. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my dad humor. I'm not even a father yet. Golly gee! Can't wait to see what comes out of my mouth when I'm a dad. At number 6, Kourtney's bath. In March of 2019, Kourtney posted a photo of herself in the bath with bubbles covering all the non-Instagram friendly stuff. And although the photo itself looks great, it seems some fans were quick to point out, or at least express their concerns, over one of Kourtney's legs. More specifically, it appeared as though one of her legs were significantly longer than the other, as you could clearly see in the photo. Actually, you can't really see her entire leg, as her upper thigh has either been entirely removed, or her pose was just so immaculate that it was hidden. I'm gonna say we could chalk this one up as another Photoshop fail, but it seems Kourtney isn't the one getting caught as often as her sisters, which leads us to the halfway point on our list. At number 5, Kim's Skims scandal. Say that fast 5 times, I'm not going to. The brand itself originally faced backlash for being named Kimono, so they changed to Skims. And offering sizes for all women ranging from an extra small to a 5XL, it seems Kim wanted to be as inclusive and body positive as she possibly could. And that's all fantastic, but it seems when Kim posted her first photo featuring a handful of different women, herself included, some fans were quick to notice something that really defeats the purpose of the brand. With the idea of being natural and authentically yourself, you'd think the Kardashians, or their team, would think, maybe this one time let's just not edit the photo. Obviously that wasn't going to happen, but wishful thinking, right? Instead they decided to edit the picture, got caught, and then things got really weird. The page Fake Girls F Ya, they use the full F word, but I can't say that, was one of the first to notice the mishap, which may have a separate photo of Kim inserted with the other women. In a small gap between Kim's side and arm, you can see the model behind her has a part of her thigh missing, or so it appears. Talk about an editing fail. Yikes. On to number 4. Mole, mole, mole! If you guys have seen Austin Powers, you'll get it. Now, truth be told, I wouldn't have noticed this if a fan didn't point it out, but then again, I'm never really keeping up with the Kardashians. Eh? You see what I did there? Alright. But if you're a fan of Khloe, then you probably know she has a mole on one of her cheeks. Nothing wrong with that. I think certain birthmarks or moles or whatever you want to call it adds uniqueness. Makes you different. Different is good. Anyways, moving on. But in Khloe's books, it's not so good. Different. You gotta be the same, I guess. That's why she appeared to cover up her mole in a selfie, which had a lot of fans commenting about exactly that. However, this may have not been an editing fail as much as it was a makeup trick, as Khloe did respond to one comment defending her for the cover up, if that's even what you'd call it. The comment from a fan read, I quote, "I have 3 moles on mine, and the miracles of foundation and the laziness have taken it off with a Q-tip in those spots." To which Khloe replied with kissing emojis. So maybe she just wore makeup to cover it up. I'll be honest guys, I'm not really sure. I don't even fully know what foundation is, but the Kardashians tend to stick to their guns when called out or proven wrong, so really who knows if this was an editing fail or just a makeup trick. Either way, like, I don't know why you'd cover that up if, you know, you have tons of pictures with it. I don't know, but hey, to each their own. I'm not judging, kinda am, but I'm trying not to. I'm doing my best. Now, number 3, True's birthday. To celebrate her baby daughter's first birthday, Khloe took to Instagram and posted some photos of True Thompson, her only child. Some of the photos showed True laying on Khloe's chest moments after birth, which is truly a beautiful sight. Like, life and birth is just, it's great. The issue here is even moments after giving birth, Khloe still felt it was important to look her very best. Or maybe it was Khloe's marketing team, because I genuinely don't think they as individuals, as in the Kardashians, really care as much as it seems online. Could be wrong, but I feel like, you know, they're human like us. They have their days where they don't care. Regardless, if you look at the photo of Khloe, who just gave birth, well, her face looks pretty damn good for someone who just pushed out another human being. Usually after pregnancy, your face is flushed or even a little pale. Maybe you're a little sweaty. I don't know, clearly haven't seen much birth firsthand. Point is, you don't look like you're ready for a night out, yet somehow Khloe does. On top of this, you can see the remote attached to the bed is slightly missing its blue outline and appears a little distorted. So that requires me to just say one thing, folks. Yikes. On to number 2, Kylie's vacation. I know she's a Jenner, but Kylie and Kendall both have so many Photoshop fails, I figured I'd include them both on this list. So Kylie here decided to post a photo from her vacation alongside her other model influencer friend Stacey. Now at first glance, you may notice both ladies' arms appear to be a little distorted, but the dead giveaway would be Stacey's thigh. Now although the edit appears to be done on Stacey, the photo was posted to Kylie's Instagram, so who knows ultimately why the editing decision was made. There was another photo on a couch where you can see the pattern on the pillow behind Kylie clearly distorted as well. I can make a top 10 Kylie and Kendall list on this for sure. And at number 1, we got Kendall Jenner. She's been caught so many times that there really isn't just one example, so her name is the number. There was her February 2021 slip up in which she was called out for Photoshop in a picture of her wearing that really small red bikini, in which, let's be real, she didn't have to Photoshop anything because she's already perfect. As we all are. We're all perfect in our own way, right? So I just want to let you guys know that. There's also that video glitch in which you could actually see her waist moving either from an edit or potentially being sucked in. My favorite though was the Taco Tuesday post in which Kendall clearly missed the warped edge of the pool, leading to her being called out by her fans and followers, and then deleting the picture and then posting it shortly after. But when she would re-upload it, the error was fixed. but the internet lives forever, so that picture will always be out there. And we obviously can't forget to mention Chloe's, whole bikini mishap where the photo of her was, I don't know if you'd say it was leaked. Apparently like an old assistant or an ex-assistant accidentally posted it and it wasn't meant to be posted and it wasn't edited. She didn't even look bad, but to their standards apparently she did, which I don't understand, but hey, welcome to the world, folks.
Coming in number 10, Nikita Dragun. Nikita Dragun has been very open about her use of Photoshop in the past. She even did a video with James Charles where they saw who could Facetune their photos the best. This case of photoshopping probably isn't what you're expecting, but it's still got a lot of hate. After Nikita launched Dragun Beauty, she decided to have a pop-up shop in the Beverly Center. She even posted some photos with her mother showcasing how proud she was to open the store. But people noticed something strange about the photos, and Nikita looks to have photoshopped her own mini billboard onto a sign that was at the mall. Fans weren't sure if she was slyly trying to cover the sign that was there, or if she just wanted to look more impressive to social media. Coming in number 9, Kim Kardashian. Kim and Kylie were serving up some premium looks when they were shooting the promo for their fragrance collaboration. But if you're looking really closely at Kim's feet, you can see that it looks like Kim has 6 toes. But I really can't rationalize why they would ever want or need to edit their toes. The funniest part is that the photo is still up, even with all of the people pointing it out in the comments. Kim ended up addressing this online because people were thinking she might actually have 6 toes and it's not a Photoshop fail. She even responded with photos of her feet writing, "Everyone thinks that I have 6 toes and it's really wild," while pointing to a bump on the side of her foot. She goes on to say, quote, "But it's this part of my foot that when I wear a shoe just like this, it like smashes down right there," adding, "And in a picture I don't know why it looks like a 6th toe." So at least she owned up to how strange it really looked. Coming number 8, Lauren Gray. Influencer Lauren Gray is gorgeous, but even she has been caught editing her photos. Lauren doesn't overly edit like some other people on this list. It's usually minor changes to make her face and body look more flawless. Also, it's clear that the angle of this photo makes a huge difference, like this side by side. In another photo, it's clear that her door is curved near the bottom, and I'm honestly not sure why she would have even edited it like this, and I'm honestly not sure why she would even edit it like that, unless she was trying to give her hair more volume or something, but it's clearly been Facetuned somehow. Coming in number 7, James Charles. It's no secret that James Charles edits his photos. He's been very open about his use of Facetune in the past, and has even made videos editing his own followers' photos. However, his use of Facetune has gotten him into hot water in the past because he edits his makeup looks to give the illusion that he is a better makeup artist. In response to this backlash, he claims that editing photos is just as much of an art as doing the makeup. James was also exposed for editing his nether region at Coachella. He made a statement by wearing incredibly revealing chaps, and on Instagram everything looked flawless. But when a fan showed a photo of how James actually looked that day, it was clear that there was a lot of razor burn in that area. Coming number 6, Madison Beer. Madison Beer usually appears to be flawless, and because of that people are constantly trying to catch her photoshopping her pictures. Usually there is no evidence of editing, and she has stood firm that she does not edit any of her photos. But one set of photos was exposed, and now everyone thinks that she's just really good at editing. In one set of photos on a boardwalk, the glass pane behind her magically went away. That way if she edited her butt, which was beside this glass pane, you would not even be able to tell. Unfortunately, her plan sort of backfired, and fans instantly noticed the glass pane missing, clearly showing that the photo was altered. After the backlash though, she claimed that she was just trying to remove bird poop from the photos. Pretty good excuse. Coming in number 5, Tana Mojo. Tana is probably the most famous person on earth for face tuning, and she is constantly getting called out for Photoshop fails. One example of her insane editing comes from her red carpet photos from the People's Choice Awards in 2019. When people saw her Instagram, they thought that she looked unreal, but then the Getty image was released and it was like night and day. The amount of editing done to Tana's picture completely changed the way that she looked from her real image. As someone on the internet put it, it literally changed her bone structure. It's honestly somewhat impressive how good she is at editing, but it's crazy just how much she changes herself. Coming in number 4, Alicia Marie.
I'm actually not the best at Photoshop. I do have it. I don't really use it that often, but we've all tried to like blur some stuff before.
Alicia Marie is a YouTuber with just over 8 million subscribers, and she has appeared to joke about using Photoshop a few different times. In another post to Instagram, she hinted at using Photoshop, saying, "When you low-key Photoshop your cotton candy because it was so hot it melted." Although Photoshopping your cotton candy because it melted and then admitting it can hardly be considered getting caught using Photoshop. On the other hand, this photo here became a topic of discussion for her fans after many noticed a small mistake. If you look closely at her neck, it appears that she had used the warp tool or something, because there's no way that anyone's neck would flex like that. Coming number 3, the Stokes twins. Okay, this one is a little ridiculous, but thankfully the good people at Reddit were quick to call these two out on photoshopping this post. The Stokes twins have just over 7.5 million subscribers, but back when they were celebrating a milestone of hitting 3 million, they posted this photo to Instagram. On the photo they said, "Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I am so grateful to have you guys on this journey. I love you 3 million. Although once this photo hit Reddit, people were confused as to how it seemed to be raining, but their hair wasn't wet at all. Exposing the Stokes twins, they said, "When it's raining but not enough to make your hair wet." sweat. I mean, oof. I hope this was intentional because if not, it looks really bad. Coming number 2, Stassie Baby. Back in 2019, both Kylie Jenner and her best friend Stassie were being slammed online for what was called painfully obvious photo editing. The photo posted to Instagram shows the pair in what appears to be form-fitting dresses. Kylie posted the photo for her 250 million followers and said, "Opposites attract." Critics of the photo believe that Stassie's figure was heavily edited though. Especially if you take a closer look at her left leg, you can actually see the pixelated lines where she had shaved off some of her leg in Photoshop. One person commented on the photo, "Quite sad really that you have to airbrush everything, but at least give your mate 2 matching legs." With another adding, "If opposites attract, then shouldn't her legs be stuck together? What is up with that? What are those?" For real though, you'd think that if you were posting a photo with this heavy of editing, you'd at least take time, I don't know, use the blur tool to maybe smooth that pixelation out. Just a thought. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Nikki Tutorials. So many influencers and YouTubers use Facetune, but secretly, of course. Nikki Tutorials, on the other hand, took editing her photos to a whole new level. Back in mid-December of 2020, this YouTuber actually announced a collaboration with Facetune. Announcing this on a post that was heavily edited, she said, "She got that power, that Facetune power. I've always loved Facetuning my photos, no surprise here, to take my photos to the next level. In my new video, I expose all my Facetune hacks, that before and after, damn." Although I just love that in announcing this partnership, she completely exposes herself for constantly facetuning her own photos. It's rare that you can get an admission of guilt like this, but I suppose pleading guilty to editing your photos in the form of a sponsorship from the company helping you edit them is a pretty good way to do it.